Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're really excited you're joining us here on the podcast channel today.
Yeah, hello everyone.
We're going deep, really deep into Vex King's book, Healing is the New High. Our mission really is to pull out the core wisdom, the actionable stuff.
Right. It's about understanding how true inner healing gives you this lasting, sustainable sort of high,
Totally different from the quick fixes he calls false highs.
Exactly. Those things like addictions, whether it's substances or even work or social media, they don't last. This deep dive is about the tools for real healing, for getting to the root of emotional pain.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Inner healing. That sounds big. How does King define it? Is it just like feeling better?
It's much more active than that. It's not passive. King sees it as consciously deciding to let go of old conditioning, the beliefs and patterns you kind of absorbed growing up.
Right, the stuff you don't even realize you're carrying.
Yeah. And then it's about creating new beliefs, empowering ones, and really stepping into your future with more confidence, building that inner strength.
And he connects this strongly to trauma. I think sometimes people hear trauma and think only of major events, but King's view is broader.
Much broader. That's a key point. He argues pretty much everyone experiences trauma. Big T, small t, consistent criticism, feeling ignored, loss. It all counts.
Okay.
But here's the surprising bit. Almost nobody teaches us how to handle it, how to process it healthily.
Yeah, that's true.
So what happens? People reach for coping mechanisms, the false highs we mentioned, temporary relief, sure, but then
The crash,
often leaving you lower than before. Real healing, though, builds clarity. It builds something solid that doesn't just vanish.
And it's interesting. Vex King isn't coming at this as a doctor. He's a mind coach, right? Drawing from his own life.
Exactly. He lived it and helped thousands. He's very clear, though, this stuff complements therapy. It doesn't replace it if you need that deeper support.
Good point.
And his approach is really holistic. He uses this framework inspired by yoga philosophy about 7 bodies or layers of the self.
7 bodies. Okay, tell me more.
So traditional yoga might talk about 5 sheaths or koshas. King expands this, talking about the physical, energetic, mental, wisdom, even what he calls a nirvanic body.
Nirvanic body.
Yeah, it's his term for that state of ultimate freedom, deep connection. But the core idea is that trauma doesn't just hit your mind. It gets lodged in all these layers. Your energy, your physical body, your deeper self.
Ah, see, so healing has to address all of them.
Precisely. You can't just treat one part in isolation. That's where he thinks modern medicine sometimes falls short. The goal is harmony across all 7, so you can, as he puts it, vibrate on a high level and feel alive.
Okay, this leads perfectly into something really fascinating. He talks about how our experiences literally get stored in our bodies. You tell that story.
No, the friend with the turned out feet.
Yes. How his grandparents criticized him for being pigeon-toed, so he forced himself to walk differently, causing pain later on. All because he internalized, I'm not good enough as a kid. It's kind of mind-blowing.
It really is. Our bodies are like living records, which is why he introduces practice number 1, the personal history body scan.
Okay, what's involved?
It's pretty straightforward but deep. You lie down, get comfy, maybe make small adjustments. Then you slowly scan your awareness through your body, toes to head.
And you're looking for?
Just noticing any tension, tightness, discomfort. The key, King says, is not to judge it or try to force it away. Just notice it, accept it's there. That's the first step, distinguishing physical stuff from maybe emotionally held stuff.
And that ties into his idea that resistance is a clue, right? The things we push away often point to where healing is needed.
Exactly. If you're resisting a feeling or a sensation, there's probably something there to look at.
He certainly had a share of things to confront.
Yeah.
His own story is intense father's death, racism, homelessness.
Yeah, deep trauma. He talks about feeling that sadness and fear physically in his gut, his heart, his joints. But here's the twist he offers. He says, trauma never gives you only one thing. For him, those incredibly painful experiences also forged resilience. They showed him his own strength.
Wow. So it's not just damage. It can also be a catalyst.
A catalyst, exactly. And building on that physical connection, there's another practice, expand and sense.
Expand and sense.
Yeah, it involves moving your body almost like you're exploring it for the first time, shaking off old patterns, finding new ways to move, creating physical space. It's about releasing that stored tension through curious, uninhibited movement. Very freeing.
So if our bodies hold this history and our past pain affects us now, what about the energy we're putting out, our vibe as King calls.
Yes, the vibe. He talks about this a lot, even in his first book, Good Vibes, Good Life.
Right.
It's the energy you radiate, but also the energy you attract. If you're carrying a lot of hurt, you might unconsciously draw in people who are also hurting, or who maybe don't treat you well because you don't fully value yourself yet.
Makes sense. Like attracts like, in a way.
In a way, yeah. Which leads to the importance of relationships in healing. Positive connections can speed things up immensely. Negative ones, they can really hold you back.
He tells a story about that, doesn't he? Malika.
Yes, Malika. After starting therapy, she realized she needed to consciously choose people whose vibration matched who she wanted to become. Confident, free, strong.
That takes courage.
It does. And it highlights King's point. Healing is your responsibility. You can't change the past, but you choose who walks with you now.
Which brings us to a really practical, almost counterintuitive practice. Instead of worrying about what others think of you.
Focus on what you think of them.
Exactly. How does that work? It sounds like it flips the script entirely.
It does. It's rooted in things like psychotherapy, NLP. The idea is to experience life from the inside out. Stop filtering yourself through perceived judgments.
Like that Brene Brown quote he uses about healthy striving versus perfectionism.
Precisely. Healthy striving is self-focused. How can I improve? Perfectionism is other-focused. What will they think? This practice helps you focus on your experience, your intuition about others.
So how do you actually do it?
It's simple, really. Imagine meeting someone new. Your only job is to observe them. Your perception, what do they look like, sound like? How do you feel around them? You actively stop the internal chatter about, what do they think of me?
Okay, I can see how that builds confidence and helps you trust your gut about people.
Exactly. Building those trustworthy connections is, as he says, non-negotiable for healing. You need safe spaces to be vulnerable.
Let's shift to confronting the past more directly. King mentions how childhood stuff can literally, change your brain structure. He cites that 2019 study on neglect affecting moral decisions later on.
Right. It shows how deep the impact can be. But the hopeful message, the core message really, is that change is possible. Healing is possible. You're not stuck.
So how do you start unraveling that?
He proposes a two-part process. First, write your personal history list.
Okay. Sounds intense.
It can be. You recall memories, especially from childhood, that still have an emotional charge. Shameful moments, rejections, things parents said.
Things you'd rather forget.
Pretty much. And he suggests rating their intensity 1 to 10, anything high, like above a 6 or 7. He strongly recommends getting professional help. He's clear. This part will likely hurt, but it's necessary.
Okay, so you make the list. Then what?
Then part 2, uncover your limiting beliefs. You meditate on that list. What underlying beliefs did those experiences create?
He gives his own example, right?
Yeah.
About going hungry.
Yeah. His belief became, when food is available, I have to eat as much as possible. Or the client who linked violence with feeling alive because of abuse. These beliefs, often subconscious, run our lives.
So identifying them is huge. But how do you change them? That seems like the really hard part.
That's where reparenting comes in.
Reparenting yourself.
Essentially, yes. Yeah. And there's neuroscience behind it, brain plasticity. Our adult brains can still form new neural pathways. So if your default thought after a mistake is, I'm worthless, you're strengthening that negative path. Reparenting means consciously choosing a different thought, like I'm learning, I'm developing. You literally build a new pathway.
Giving yourself the understanding and support you maybe didn't get.
Exactly. Acknowledging your parents were imperfect humans, and now you step in to provide that consistent, loving inner voice.
And that leads to the rewrite in the light practice.
Yes. This is where you actively transform those beliefs. You take your list of limiting beliefs.
The ones you uncovered.
Right. And on the other side of the page, you rewrite them into empowering statements, like King changing all women are out to get me into something like I can have caring, loving relationships with genuine, kind women.
So you're creating a new script.
A new script, exactly. And then you build evidence for it. Look for past experiences that support the new belief. Act in ways that align with it. You keep reinforcing it until it becomes your new truth.
It's interesting how fear can just shut down our curiosity, can it? Make us retreat.
Totally. King has that great line flipping the proverb.
Curiosity didn't kill the cat.
Curiosity trained the cat's muscles, honed its hunting skills, and got the cat its next meal.
I love that. It reframes curiosity as vital, as a strength.
It really does. He argues that embracing curiosity, even when things feel difficult or scary, opens doors. It helps you accept your own feelings like, it's interesting that I feel this way.
Less judgment, more observation.
Exactly. Less judgment, more learning about yourself, about others. It makes the whole messy healing process feel more like an exploration.
And that curious, open state seems crucial for the next steps he suggests, like meditating in hope.
Absolutely. That practice, meditate in a new state of hope, is about letting those rewritten beliefs sink in, integrating them into your subconscious, your vibration, making them part of your personal manifesto.
Kind of cementing the changes.
Yes. And it prepares you for visualization, what he called acknowledge what you hope can be true about you in the future.
The visualization piece. How does that work?
Well, the idea, backed by people like Dr. Joe Dispenza too, is that your subconscious doesn't really know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one.
Yeah.
So when you consistently visualize your desired future, feeling healed, achieving goals, having those relationships, you're literally shifting your energy. You're signaling your body, even your genes, for change. It's powerful stuff.
Can we maybe guide listeners through a quick version of that Dare to Hope visualization?
Sure, let's try. If you're listening and can, maybe find a comfortable spot. Close your eyes.
Okay.
Now imagine yourself 5 years from today. Imagine you've really committed to this healing path. You've let go, you've grieved, you've accepted, you feel free, healed. Now really picture your life. What goals have you reached? Who is around you? What loving connections have you built? Where are you living?
Use all your senses.
Exactly. What does it smell like? What sounds do you hear? How does your body feel in this healed state? Really immerse yourself in that feeling of wholeness, of freedom. Let yourself believe it's possible. Just hold that for a moment.
That feels really powerful, actually.
It can be. And King talks about nurturing an inner fire within you.
Inner fire, like passion or resilience.
Both, maybe. It's this inner light, he says, that burns away what you don't need, what's hurt you. It guides you more reliably than fear. Fear, he says, can be a friend you learn from, but never, ever let it be your leader.
Because fear limits you.
Fear only knows the worst case scenario. Your inner fire knows your potential.
And taking care of that fire involves self-care. He positions this later in the book, which seems smart.
Yeah, because by this point, after doing the other work, you actually know what you need much better. You're more tuned in.
Right. Self-care isn't just bubble baths, though he's not knocking those.
Definitely not. But it's about addressing all those 7 bodies, remember? Physical, energetic, mental. It works on deeper levels.
So the self-care matters practice is about being intentional.
Very intentional. List things you can do daily, weekly, monthly, and try new stuff. Breathwork, pranayama, Wim Hof, or just lying with your legs up the wall. Find what nourishes you.
Like Jeanette's story turning trauma into becoming a therapist.
A perfect example of transformation through finding what truly fuels you, even after darkness.
And there's a specific practice for the inner fire. Candle gazing.
Tritaka, yeah. Ancient practice, modern benefits. You simply gaze at a candle flame, trying not to blink until your eyes water slightly.
Okay.
Then you close your eyes and watch the after image. See it transform into the flame within you. It's a way to connect with that inner light, that strength. He suggests journaling about the feelings of freedom it brings up.
So wrapping this all together, what's the big takeaway? Is this just for spiritual seekers?
Not at all. King's adamant. This is for anyone who wants real change, real success. You can't fake your vibration. If you're hurting underneath, external efforts won't stick long term. Healing starts inside.
That analogy he uses, you're not the wave, you're the ocean.
That's the key to freedom, he believes, understanding that deep interconnectedness and your inherent wholeness.
But let's be real, healing isn't linear. It's messy. There are setbacks.
Oh, absolutely. He's very honest about that. Off days, off weeks. Maybe even longer periods where you feel stuck again. That's normal.
The crucial thing is,
The tools are always there. King himself says he has days where triggers pull him back into fear. But he remembers he has these practices, and he uses them. It's about returning to yourself again and again.
give some quick tips for getting unstuck too, right?
Yeah, simple things. Move your body, run, dance, swim, laugh, be honest with someone, get out in nature, change your routine, even walk downstairs backward, learn something new, shake things up.
And the freedom walk.
Yeah, just walk outside with your head high, big confident steps, feeling that freedom in your body, embodying it.
It comes back to his own experience, doesn't it? Finding freedom from others' expectations, like that awful comment from his manager about suicide when he left his job.
Exactly. His journey shows that self-acceptance is the foundation. And as he says, people who accept themselves can accept others, and that can change the world. You really are, as King might put it, a miraculous arrangement of atoms. You're this unique expression of energy. You're meant to be here. So the question is, what new possibility will you dare to imagine for yourself now? What will you create with these tools?
That's a powerful thought to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on the deep dive today. Exploring healing is the new high. We really hope this has sparked something for you, giving you tools to become your own healer.
It's been great discussing it.
And if this deep dive resonated, if you found it helpful, please do hit that like button. Share it with someone you think might need to hear this message.
Yeah, spread the insights.
And definitely leave us a comment. Tell us your thoughts, any aha moments you had. We genuinely love hearing from you here on the podcast channel. Thanks for listening.